Hello everybody, MinishCap1 here. Today I'm going to be reacting to a VOD where I had basically a perfect early game, mid game, and late game with some proxying in there, with a couple of mistakes because every game is going to have some mistakes, but the point of this video is not really to be flashy, it's to illustrate to you guys how you can effectively play Singed in Season 16 to start winning some games. So you have two goals in laning phase. Either you want to push the wave into the enemy champion and then look for proxy, crash the wave another turret, or you want to let the wave push into you and then bounce it back off your turret and then crash and proxy. If you take a more aggressive kill-oriented setup with like Ignite and Conquer, you still look for these as well as looking for kills, however. So right now, my left click is actually on his barrel, the Gangplank's barrel. I'm looking at the timer in the top left. Let me pause this for real quick. I'm looking at the timer up here in the top left to see when that barrel despawns. That's a despawn timer, because I don't want to actually get hit by the barrel or get hit by his passive. The moment that Gangplank uses his passive to last hit a minion, I walk up because he needs to hit another barrel and explode it to get his passive back. His passive is the vast majority of his damage in the first few levels, actually for a large portion of the game when you're in melee range, but especially for the first few levels, the passive is actually what kills you. So in this matchup, if you can avoid that, by all means go for it. As you can see, even though he's harassing me with his barrel poke and auto attacks, because I waited out that first passive strike and the first barrel, I'm able to get this wave pushed in. And mostly crash underneath his turret. He does get a little bit of a freeze here, but that's okay. We're going to play a little bit more aggressively under his turret here and back out, and we're just focusing on pushing, just pushing. And right now, I know that I have a level up timer coming soon. You can see the bottom left corner looking at the XP numbers. So I level up, get some HP back, and I'm going to walk around for a proxy here. This is not, and this is actually good to show you guys, it's not a perfect laning phase, right? And because you're not going to have a perfect laning phase either, unless you're having a very, very good game. But the idea here is that I get the actual crash, and even if I don't get the crash, I get the proxy afterwards to ensure that the wave is going to reset whenever I respawn. So here I actually do end up getting ganked, so it's not a perfect game, but it is still a very good early game because the recovery afterwards is very good. So you can see I actually bounce back away from the turret shot as the Talon's ganking me, their jungler's ganking me. I still managed to finish off most of the creep. I think I lost like one minion there. Yeah, I lost one minion there. And I did put a little bit of damage on Talon as well. My Rek'Sai is now dueling in the jungle. I just TP to the lane. Grab some boots. This Gangplank actually has Ignite. I get the assist for my Rek'Sai killing the Talon, which is huge, by the way. Now I have one Darksteel stack. And we just keep pushing. And you might be asking, MinishCap, why did you go Darksteel over Doran's Ring? Whenever I'm in a matchup where I'm going to be getting poked a lot and I can't really fight back that easily, I like to go Darksteel refill because it's going to be a more eco-friendly start. I can save money on the refill potion. However, if I'm in a matchup where I actually have to trade in melee range, I will go for the Doran's Ring. So I see Talon here again, ganking me as I'm proxying, but that's okay. We're just going to look for the phase rush out and then run away. Look for the creep wave here as well. Whenever Gangplank is chasing me like this, he's actually losing quest progress, which is good. So in this situation right here, I can't actually go back and finish the cannon, so it's okay to give it up. That's totally fine. If you have to give a cannon to survive your proxy, do that. Do not try to die if you can avoid it. But if you can die and get the wave, you're usually okay. But try not to make a habit of dying just for fun, because then the enemy top laner is going to finish their quest a lot faster and get way ahead of you, right? So what have I done so far? I've managed to keep the wave crashed underneath Gangplank's turret for basically the entire game outside of the first two creep waves. I've gotten 2 proxies off. I've gotten swiftness boots, and now it's a lot harder for Gangplank to fight me because it's harder for him to hit barrels. It's easier for me to kite his Q range. It's easier for me to kite away from his passive auto attack, even if he hits a barrel. The whole game is just way easier now because I've gotten to my swiftness boots without feeding the Gangplank, and that's very, very, very important. And this is the same case with like every matchup. If you can get to your actual item spike without feeding, then you'll be in a much better state to win the rest of the laning phase. So here, he has no teleport. I can trap him in lane with my W. So now he's actually stuck with no item purchases. He has no Sheen, he has no recall yet, he has no refill potion, nothing. All he has is his Doran's Blade, and I'm able to just push the wave again. And now I can create basically a cycle of just pushing and trapping him under turret over and over, where he doesn't want to be. You never, in top lane, you almost never in top lane do you want to be the champion that's underneath your own turret. Here I'm looking for a little bit more of an aggressive trade. I actually pop his barrel there, just trying to force him underneath his turret. He actually gets level 6 there and gets a passive proc on me, so I back off, no big deal. But I still have the mana to push this wave, and I know that he doesn't have kill threat on me because he has basically no items. Even if he starts landing barrels here, I just run away essentially with my ghosts and I'll be okay. You know, if he had the chance to recall, if he had gotten a kill on me and reset his lane, he would have had Sheen by now, and this lane would basically be unplayable, right? So if you're gonna die behind their turret, try to die to their jungler. Don't die to the top laner if possible. If they get an assist, it's whatever, but like just don't give the kill goal to the top laner. Not my lane, not my problem kind of mentality, right? It sucks, but it's true. So even though I have basically no mana here, I'm just pushing waves in over and over. You see the Gangplank, he doesn't have teleport, he has ignite. He's like, he's very, you know, frustrated on what to do. Do I recall? Singed is gonna push the wave in so fast, I can't really recall. I'm gonna walk up and try and greed for this plate. The moment that I see their jungler, I ghost immediately. And you notice how here, I'm not actually poisoning this wave because I cannot actually kill the entire creep wave. And if I do, I will die because it's take me way too long to actually do that, right? So we just ghost away. We're wasting as much time as possible here as the Talon is chasing us. Then I'm just going to run across the entire map to either execute or find a recall. I think I execute under the tier 2 here because the Talon wanted to chase me, right, for a kill. And Gangplank, he will get the reset off this, but what did I do? I prevented the enemy from getting any kill value on me, right? I still got the wave to push into me so I can farm it when I get back to lane. I slowed down the bot lane creep wave with my W. You'll notice that Gangplank actually hasn't even recalled yet, so he's losing a lot of tempo here. I think I was debating on going Aether Wisp versus Blasting One here, so I'm going Blasting One here. And he's now actually, because his push was so slow before, he has to push another wave into the turret as well, which is going to delay his recall like crazy. And what does his recall being delayed give us a chance to do as Singed? That's right, I can now push and punish his turret and proxy the wave, right? So I actually do lose that cannon there because I moved to check the jungle for my jungler who pinged it, but that's okay. If you are more comfortable playing with all of your pings off, by all means do that. It will lead to a more stable game for you, just less teamwork reliant. But some players will succeed more like that if you just mute all pings. So here, walking through the river to look for proxy again. I don't know exactly where Gangplank is, but recalls are very, very fast now in season 16. So we just look around. He does have some more items now, so I don't want to really trade with him as much anymore, but I'm at a point in my items where I don't really need to trade with him because I can push waves so quickly, right? When you are proxying, try not to be in the river or jungle as that much if you can avoid it, because it does slow your quest progress down. However, it is okay if you have to dip in and out every once in a while. I don't think that you should over-focus on your quest progress. It's basically just like a thing you're going to get done every game. As long as you're not too terribly far behind the enemy top laner, I don't think it's going to matter that much. Right here, we actually see Gangplank proxying top wave. So I'm going to recall, or at least I think recall. Do I go for another proxy here? No, I do recall here, okay. And if I see him back here, I'm going to start a fight with him immediately because Gangplank's proxy is a lot slower than Singed's proxy, and he uses like a lot more cooldowns for it, whereas all I really use is poison, auto attacks, maybe a fling, right? When Gangplank spends barrels, it's a lot harder for him to actually... Is he here? Nope. When he spends barrels, it's a lot longer of a time for those to come back. So if he's out of barrels, he's basically useless. See, my team is fighting bottom. I'm just going to keep pushing and keep pushing. The whole goal is, for laning phase, the reason why we do this is because Singed is not a champion that is really going to spike super hard in laning phase. Like, you can definitely get kills with an aggressive setup, but I find that you kind of gimp your late game a little bit when you do that, which is fine if you're okay with that. But the whole idea here is that I'm just trying to focus on the mid late game and just look for team fighting, right? Because that's what Singed is. He's a team fighting champion. So here I'm looking at my map. I see Gangplank pushing very aggressively. I'm just waiting in the bush here, sort of predicting that he will proxy me again. So just waiting to see what's going to happen here. And then if I need to recall, I will. I think he is going to proxy me here, so I'm pinging my intention to go fight him here as well. Because if I can catch him behind the turret, he's not going to get away. All I need is a little bit of damage from one teammate, and then we can just kill him, essentially. Or you can even watch and see how lengthy his proxy is. It takes him a very long time to kill this wave. He puts a barrel down, but it's already too late. I'm already here. Then we just start fighting. I know that my jungler is coming. If my jungler was not coming here, I'd probably back off and not waste time at this point. But he is coming, so we're good. Then he actually flashes for the turret plate. Does not even get it. So you can see that Gangplank's in a very, very bad spot. I actually lose that cannon. I thought I got that cannon, unfortunate. Autoed a little bit too early. But you can see Gangplank is in a very bad spot this game right now. He's flashing for turret plates. He's dying behind enemy turret. He is clearing too slowly. He doesn't have teleport to come back to his lane, so he needed to get kills. He doesn't have any kills. We're doing fantastic. It's like basically a perfect start versus a Gangplank, as perfect as you can ask for, without having any kills. Now again, I did die behind the enemy turret, but you will make mistakes as well, right? So the important part is that you try and recover from them. As long as your mistake is not a game-losing mistake, you're usually good to go. I'm holding my camera. The reason why I'm holding my camera down there, by the way, you saw me pointing it below the turret, is I'm watching for the Gangplank. If I see him put a barrel down, I'm leaving immediately. I do not want to get chain barreled underneath the turret. So here is moving for a plant, and then I'm going to take the plant and move into proxy. I believe I should have enough time here. I do, yeah. Minions still slow down as they get closer to 14 minutes, then they'll speed up again. So at the start of the game, they're very fast. As the game goes closer to 14, they slow down. Then at 14, they speed up again. Just taking this wave because I don't think Gangplank is any threat to me whatsoever. And I'm pretty much correct. He misses the barrel. I'm just too fast. Talon shows up. My ult's down. I pop Ghost. Just run away immediately. If you have to Ghost to get away, just do it. If you are like too low of HP and there's a good chance you die, even if you pop your Ghost or a Flash, just don't use it. Just save it for an actual fight. Item-wise, this game, it is going to be Rylai's into Bandle Pipes and then Protoplasm. My team is very, very good with Bandle Pipes here. I have Aphelios, I have Rek'Sai, right? They're amazing with that item, so why not use it while it's overpowered? They are nerfing it, but it's still going to be very good. In my opinion, I'll probably still buy it. It just will be a little bit weaker. Okay, I see Gangplank under my turret. I have Rylai's. He has Sheen and Caulfield, so he can't get away. I have an insane item spike over him. Just playing near my turret, keeping him trapped in the slow field, and he's dead. Now, I have solo killed their Gangplank. I have a CS lead. I am about to have a turret plate lead as well. He actually didn't even get that first turret plate. I think Minions got it, so I probably already have a turret plate lead. I'm not entirely sure, but this guy is having a very, very rough game. And it's all because of stuff that we did, right? We played the laning phase better. We played the first few waves better than him. We are now starting to scale into a monster. I have completed my quest before him as well. He's actually... Did I go for this wave? Yeah, I was going to say I should probably go for this wave here. I'm pretty... thankfully I did. And I don't look like an idiot as I'm commenting over my VOD. But I was watching the Gangplank's death timer in the corner. I see that he's respawning. And so I can push that wave in. Even if Talon ganks are there, he's not going to kill me at this point, I don't think. So we go for the Bandle Piper on the recall. And we just keep scaling, keep going for that level 16. Most games you will get level 16 now, which is awesome, I think, for Singed. And many top lane champions love that, by the way. Kale, Mundo, even Nasus loves level 16 to a degree, right? There's a lot of top lane characters who love their level 16. And Singed is one of them, right? So having the extra experience income from minions and kills and assists and monsters and everything is really, really nice. Alright, so Gangplank now has Essence Reaver, but we're not that afraid of him even then because I do have still good items over him. My Rek'Sai is nearby. My Rek'Sai is pinging gank, so we're going to just go around the vision area for the Gangplank. Pop the R for some movement speed. W him so he can't get away. Fling him back towards the lane and get a nice little kill. Gonna hit the plate, or hit the crystal to damage the turret, and then we're gonna keep farming and keep pushing and keep this Gangplank out of the game. Essentially for the rest of the game. He's never gonna come back here, I don't think so. And this is sort of 14 minutes, I'd say, is around where the mid game starts, because the laning phase is traditionally considered quote unquote over. Even though now the turret plates stay up, so we do kind of have like a slightly longer laning phase if turrets stay up. But the turret protections do drop, so you will deal more damage to them, and then we just start, or at least the outer turrets, and then we just start pushing. All in tier 2. Now, we are officially in mid-game. What do we do in the mid-game, guys? 14 minutes, we are in mid-game. Our goal now is to look at the map, look at the timers for the next objective fight, and try and be there for those objective fights, while also maintaining our pressure in the side lane. That is the goal, right? If you think a team fight's gonna break out, try and plan your movement towards that team fight, right? You see how my camera right here is not on the lane where I'm at. My camera was on where the Ahri was fighting. I'm thinking in my head, do I need to teleport? Right now I'm thinking, can I kill this Gangplank? He's very extended. My ult's down for 7 seconds. I'm waiting for the ultimate. I want to get in melee range without my ultimate, right? He's walking into the bush, try and kite me a bit. Just keep him slowed, keep him poisoned. My ultimate doesn't come up fast enough, so we just walk away. It's no big deal. But I'm always thinking, do I need to go to a fight? I need to also maintain pressure inside lane. Try to not over-focus on one or the other. Like, your goal for both of these things is the same, right? You have the same goal. Your goal is one goal to pressure side lane and team fight, right? You need to do both things. I would normally say that Singed without Deathcap is not a good split pusher, but now in Season 16, that's actually not true, because now melee champions deal 20% bonus damage to turrets, so Singed can actually take side lane turret plates and turrets without needing a gargantuan amount of AP. So, does that make the Deathcap build worse? A little bit, yeah, but is Deathcap still going to be a great item if you can afford it, if you want it? Yeah, it's going to be awesome, because now you used to kill turrets very fast with Deathcap, you'll kill them even faster now, right? So, third item, Leandries. Just amps my wave clear, gives me damage versus their melee champions. They have 3 melee champions. They have Talon, Gangplank, and Galio, especially the Galio will be good to fight with this item, so we're going to go for that. My team is pinging for Rift Herald, and you need to also be the one pinging for objectives if you think that they're takeable. Because if your jungler knows that he can rely on his top laner, then you want to be there for your jungler, right? So they're actually chasing my Nami here. I'm just following my Rek'Sai. If Rek'Sai gets into a fight, I want to be there for him. If not, no worries. You can apply your poison to an objective like this, or you can walk away to zone. Honestly, you can and should do both. Just like poison the Rift Herald, hit the eyeball, walk down to zone them a little bit, then repeat. If you can prevent the enemy from getting into the objective at all, that's really good. That's what Poison Control is very good for, is making like paths where the enemy team can't walk. So here, there is a fight breaking out in mid. I see that. I take a little bit of a flank teleport here on the ward. That's why I'm always looking. See, always looking. Then I have a flank now. I pop the ghost. I pop the ult. And now we're fighting. Now we're fighting. I had the big teleport shield, and we just kill everybody. Just kill everybody right here. The Vandal Pipes and the Rylai's and the ult keeping me nice and safe. Take the mid turret, take the mid tier 2 turret. Then my team will hopefully move for Dragon afterwards here. And as if you notice, actually, because I was pushing top lane before I teleported, that wave crashed into the tier 2 turret, and Gangplank lost a whole wave of farm that he would have otherwise gotten. And now I'm gonna go back and push this wave even more to make them lose even more farm. Do I even hit this turret? I think I hit this turret as well. You get a plate? I do get a plate. Nice. So not only did I win the fight in mid for my team, I prevented Gangplank from farming another wave, got a turret plate for extra gold, and I'm actually damaging this next wave as well. Which means I just got a huge influx of gold, even though I didn't really get that many kills. It is still a massive gold swing. Now on the map, I saw Talon heading towards topside, so we're gonna walk away here and we're gonna leave. Scout him with the plant, and then my team is doing dragon, so we're happy about that. Next objective that spawns is going to be Baron in a minute 30, but my Ahri is bot side. So what happens now when you have to play around Baron spawning? If your teleport is up, you should go to the opposite side of the map where Baron is. If your teleport is down, then you should go to the side where Baron is, essentially. Same thing goes for the next dragon, the next whatever, right? Any objective. That's the only how you want to play it, in my opinion. I see Galio here. I have a 2-level lead. I try to fight him a bit. Notice he's very, very tanky, so I have to walk away here eventually, but I am just kind of putting the pressure on him. He doesn't really have sustain unless Sona comes to heal him, and if Sona's healing Gangplank, guess where she's not? With the rest of her team, right? So there is some value in fighting there. It's not like huge, but we'll take a reset. My team is doing well. I actually decide to stay and not reset there because they did get a kill bot side. So now I can, knowing that my team is winning fights on the bot side of the map, I can overpressure this half of the map. And knowing that their team is like 2 dead plus 1 mid, it's harder for them to actually respond to the map and do anything, right? So kind of just choking them out essentially. But you can see my camera is almost always on my team, or I'm always looking at my mini-map, right? If I had an eye tracker, you would see my eyeballs for a lot of the game on my mini-map. They're not even on the main screen when I'm playing Singed a lot of the time, right? Mini-map, mini-map, mini-map. You always want to look, and you always want to try and see where your next movement is going to be, where you need to go, what your next steps are. Always try to think 1 or 2 creep waves in advance, right? Don't be the player who just plays. Right here, I'm pinging my team away, because I think this is a very aggressive dive, and I'm correct, it is a very aggressive dive. My pings are maxed out, they didn't back off, I can't do anything about it, so now I'm just gonna go and do the best thing that I can. They actually works out, because they got away with the play, but if we weren't this far ahead, that play would have actually been very bad, so. My pings were correct, I think, even if they were annoying. Here, let me pause right here. This is very, very, very important. This right here is like quintessential mid-game behavior. Let me fast forward a little bit. Okay, right here. Look at the map. Why do I decide to move bottom here? Why do I decide to move bottom? I could go mid and push tier 3, or I could move top and push tier 2. What is going to take me the longest to do? Probably to move to top and push tier 2. I could move mid. That's also a very long jog. Meanwhile, it's a much shorter distance for me to walk to bot lane. My teammates are still getting chased. They're not caught yet. If they were caught, I'd probably move to top or mid, right? If they were caught, but they're not caught. They're being chased still. So I have movement speed shard. I have celerity. I have swiftness boots. I can probably make it here if I start moving right now. This is why it's so important to always look at your map and always plan in advance what you want to do potentially, because those were my 3 options essentially. My 3 options were push top, push mid, or rotate bot to help my team. And I decided to rotate bot to help my team because while they're not caught yet, they are getting chased, and I do want to try and be there to help them out as they get ran down, right? And my Rex actually was caught though, so even better that I moved here. Team is fighting, fighting, fighting. I am now here. I'm gonna help my boys out. And another team fight with Singed. Actually, I think did I not get the assist for boosting their attack speed? Wow. Wait, I don't get the assist on Vandal Pipes for boosting their attack speed, huh? That's kind of lame. Whatever. Yunara shows up. Talon gets away. No worries. I do help the boys here, though. My other choice was basically to move mid or move top again, but any of those plays could potentially have worked. I chose the play with the highest probability of success, which was moving to bot lane. Because I was the closest to moving there, right? So again, just repeating that mid-game mantra of side lane pressure and objective team fight pressure, right? Presence is very, very important. Here I am starting to approach my level 16. I am level 15.5. I am ahead of the Gangplank by quite a bit. Definitely ahead of the Galio because of the top lane role quest. I have a lot more experience than him, so I still think that I think the mid lane and the AD carry role quests are a bit stronger, honestly, than the top lane one. AD carries deal a lot of damage now when they get their actual gold income, so you do have to worry about that a bit. But next item will be Zhonya's. Team is starting to look at Baron, so I move to help. Now, I do make a bit of a mistake here, which I want you guys to pay attention to, and I'll explain it whenever it happens. So here, I should be a lot more aggressive in trying to stop the Talon there. I messed up my W. I thought he would hop over the wall and try to hop in the corner, but he just hopped straight over the side wall, right? I should have actually moved off the Baron to try and stop the Talon, and I don't do that, and he ends up actually stealing the Baron, which is unfortunate, because if we got that Baron right there, we would have ended the game basically on this push, but that's okay. Right here, I have a couple options. Their Talon is dead. I see one bottom. My team is pushing towards mid. I see one mid, which means Sona's probably there as well. She is there. So where's Gangplank? He's actually in mid. I didn't know that at this point because I was looking at top lane here. But because I don't see him, I just push with Nami. We just take tier 2 turret. My teammates do die in mid, but we're at least getting some value for this, right? Which is good. And I am very unafraid, even if they do hit me here, but I'm just gonna run away. And now I should reset here. However, so this is actually a reason why it's sometimes good to mute pings. Let me pause real quick. Because my Nami is very, very aggressive here. However, I know that I only have 200 mana, so it's kind of rough to take this fight. I am very far ahead of Gangplank, though, so I understand why she wants to go for it. She wants to go for it. She's pinging it. I said, fine, I'll go for it. Gangplank walks up a little bit too far. Then I pop the R and go for him right here. Just keep him in poison. I basically have no mana for another fling or anything, but just keep him in poison. Right click, right click, right click. Nami just barely lives. Good for her. And he goes down. Very nice. But if you were not as fed as I was, or if your support is not as talented, there's a high chance that that becomes a 1-for-1 and he kills the support instead of a 1-for-0, so you do have to be a bit careful when you are low mana like that, but I'm very far ahead, so we get away with it. Now, right here, let me just pause this. Look at the map state. All right, my jungler is dead, dragon is up, their top laner is dead. I have one bot, they just showed 2 in mid, right? My team is pinging Baron. My Nami is leaving, so we actually have 2 top right now. What should I do here? Should I teleport, recall and teleport to dragon? Maybe, but I don't think so. They just showed Talon, Yunara, and Sona in mid. Gangplank said, one is bottom. I am top next to the turret pushing a wave. My teleport is down, or sorry, my teleport is up, my ultimate's down. Do I TP on this dragon? Dragon's a good win condition for us, right? We have more. Should we go for this very aggressively? No, I shouldn't. Why should I not go for this? Because my ult's down, right? Without my ultimate, I'm gonna get blown up very fast. Singed relies on his ultimate as a defensive and offensive tool at the same time. Why would I not just push this tier 3 turret? Gangplank, or Galio might recall to deal with me, but I'm gonna get at least 1 plate, right? And then I'm gonna get out. So I just got 120 gold for that. Whereas if I had teleported a dragon, it's a very low likelihood that I would succeed on that, right? Now my team actually ends up killing them, which is good, but like in a more even game state, I can't rely on that, right? I have to rely on the fact that I know I can get a tier 3 top lane plate for 120 gold, get more gold income, right? Start building towards my Zhonya's. Rather than take the riskier play of TPing a dragon with my ultimates down, right? So, just some food for thought, guys. Another great item this game would have been Bloodletter's Curse to specifically deal with Galio in the side lane, but the Zhonya's is better to deal with the Gangplank, Talon, and their Yunara, right? So, you see, even with a massive item advantage, the Gangplank is just not really taking any damage from me, so I pop the R and just start fighting him, just start whacking him. I do have strong auto attacks here from the Vandal Pipe, so I do have some attack speed. It does add up over time, but he's just really not taking damage, so Sona shows up and I'm gonna back off here. Now my team is teleporting for this fight up top because they see Sona, my RATPs, and my team is granting some vision over here, so I'm gonna walk up more aggressively, pop a ward in the bush. I can't really get to my team here to help them, but I have created a lot of space for them to fight in. Do they stop the... They did not stop his ult. Wow, that sucks. So now the reason why I'm backing here is because I don't have ult, I don't have health, my mana is half, so it's kind of hard for me to stay and keep pushing. I will take one more wave though because my team is pushing mid and they have 2 dead, so like why not take a free creep wave? But like I am considering recalling here, right? Because it is a little bit hard for me to stay, and if we get into a fight, it's hard for me to actually contribute from this game state. But the game that I've created to help my team out is really good, so they're able to be ahead and just like sort of make plays on this. However, I don't want to be overly aggressive. Being overly aggressive in scenarios like this is how you throw games, right? So that's why I'm staying way back here and letting Rek'Sai hit that inhibitor, because I just don't have my ult up. I don't want to walk up at all. If he gets engaged on, then I'll help him a little bit, but I'm not going to commit to this because my ult's down and I'm half HP, right? So that's why I'm happy if I have to back off for this inhibitor. It's, even if we don't get it, we did get one in mid. Just going to punish this creep wave some more as well. Just keep pushing, keep pushing, keep pushing. Don't stop pushing. Keep farming, right? If your team yells at you to group and you're pushing, maybe you've over pushed a bit, but at the same time, like, pushing is how you get ahead in top lane in season 16. Like, you need to actually push waves and farm and get your experience up, right? And so that's why your goal is always like to look for your side lane, but also to look for your objective rotation, right? So here, why did I ping bottom and ping my teleport? Why did I do that? The reason why is because we are now, I would consider, in late game status, right? At 26, 27 minutes, we are now in late game status, and my goal now becomes be on the opposite side of the map as the next objective spawn, which is Baron, with my teleport. And so with that being the case, I can pressure this side lane while also being able to pressure the half of the map with the objective fight with the teleport cooldown when I need to, right? So just so happens this Gangplank walks up and is gonna get caught, and I'm gonna fight him and pop his barrels with my Vandal Piper and just keep hitting him. When this guy dies, by the way, when this guy dies, he has a 50-second death timer, so we can do 2 things, right? We can either reset here and recall and defend top from the Talon, or we can push bottom with a team. So I am half HP, without an ultimate, so I'm just not as useful as I would be normally. So I do have to be a little bit careful here without that cooldown available, which is why I'm going to look to recall here. If my team gets into a fight, I will stay. Otherwise, I'm going to recall and stop this Talon from pushing. I think they're okay for the most part here, but I'm going to walk up. The main thing to watch out for here is Galio taunt, so that's why I'm not walking up too close. He ends up getting blown up, so we're going to recall here now as my team starts to shove. And then I can TP back in if my team still wants to keep pushing. And if not, if Talon is splitting top, then I'll go defend the split push, right? But he's actually not split pushing, so we just TP back into their base and start pushing for the end. I have a really big shield from the teleport, so I'm going to use it and just push with my team here. I actually absorbed the entire Gangplank Center ult. And now it is basically GG. Right? Not a very flashy game, not a very, I would say, entertaining game, but it is a very, very good game. This is, if you're winning games, this is what the majority of your games will look like, essentially, right? So... Alright, GG. Let's check out this post-game lobby. So I know you guys are so curious. Here is the post-game lobby. 307 CS to the Gangplank's 241. 13.4k gold to his 12.6. My damage was not as high as his, but I had by far more kill participation. I had by far fewer deaths. I had way more turret damage. Look at this turret damage, by the way. Total damage to turrets. I actually had the highest turret damage of the game, higher than my AD carry, who was very fed this game. And like 12, however many times higher than Gangplank's turret damage. So very, very high turret damage this game. And just pressuring sidelines like a beast, attending team fights every time, being there whenever I can. Perfect rotations, not so perfect proxy, but like you're gonna make mistakes, it's gonna happen, right? What matters is that you recover from it. And even when I did die in the early game during proxy, I didn't die to the top laner, right? I still got the wave when it was reasonable, and if I couldn't get the wave, I focused on escaping instead, and made it work. So hopefully this video was a bit educational for you guys and helping you guys to learn how to play games out in season 16. And I do think, even though it's a little bit more boring to show a game like this, it is good for learning, right? So if someone ever is like, how do I play, you know, this season, I can just point them to this video and be like, hey, watch this, you know, this is how you basically how you play this season. Even if you're not going to have like a super flashy pop-off game, you can still win, right? So that being said, guys, thank you guys for watching. I do appreciate it, and I will catch you in the next one. Peace, guys.